Okay, we are officially recording. So just to reiterate what I just said, because I forgot to hit the record button, we're going to be talking about motivation tonight and how we need to be focusing more on our own motivation and change, instead of a motivation word for your team, accountability. Okay. So, and I have a couple of videos that I want to share as well with you guys that I think are either inspiring or informative. So if you are here, you are a leader. You have at least one person on your team. Francine, I know she's got somebody that she's going to be onboarding, so she wants to be here to learn, and I think that is fantastic. So this is going to be posted within the group as well. So anybody, whether it be now or 6 months from now, can watch this video and maybe get a few things from it. I would love it if you guys could fill in the gaps a little bit with some questions that you have either about leadership or about having a team. It could be reporting, it could be anything under the sun that you have questions about that I could either answer for you or touch on tonight. So I think the first thing that we always need to remember when we are leaders is that we are all in different places in the business. So some of us have been in this business for a long time, and some of us are very new. Some of us have been leaders for a very long time. Some of us are really new leaders. So we always have to remember to not compare yourself to anybody else, okay? Not to compare yourself of how somebody else is doing it, thinking that you need to be doing it this way, okay? Use those platforms instead as inspiration, okay? But don't do the comparison thing, because we are all in different boats. We all have different teams. We all have different people that we are dealing with, different personalities, our own personal struggles on the daily, or whatever you're dealing with in life, okay? So just always remember that we are in completely different times of our journeys, which is why we call it a journey. So sometimes we can get, like I was saying earlier, sometimes we can get frustrated with the lack of motivation within our team. Like I said, number one thing I get from people that have teams is, my team's not motivated. How do I motivate my team? That is like number one thing I hear. How do I motivate my team? So I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit of that right there. And I think to answer that is, there is no way that we can make our teams do anything. We can inspire them by maybe our successes or leading from the front, but we can't necessarily motivate everybody all the time, okay? And the reason that is because everybody joins for a different reason. Some people jump on in and they are ready. They want to make money. They want to earn trips. They're in it to win it. They're head first, want to work it as a business, and that's fantastic. Other people, they just love the product and they want the convenience of just ordering it on their own, or maybe being that special little resource for their friends and family. And it's a complete fun hobby where they maybe put an order in every 3 to 4 months, okay? So there is absolutely no way to motivate everybody on your team when we are all here for completely different reasons. That's the other thing, is that person that is either here for a hobby or here for a business have different whys. Why do you want it? What is going to motivate you? So I really try to not focus on necessarily thinking, how do I motivate my team? But focus on, how do I motivate myself? And then share that with my team. What motivates me? What gets me going? What have I tried doing that has been successful? And then sharing that with the team. So the other thing is when we are a leader, most leaders or some leaders are in it to win it. There's some leaders that kind of stumble in it and they're not even prepared or I didn't really even know what's a team. I don't know. People are joining me. What's happening? And some people are like, I'm trying so hard to get teammates. So many different levels. So most leaders though, that are building a team and trying to build this, we want it so bad, right? We are the most excited about it. We are the ones that want it. We're hungry. We're excited. We have all the things, right? So in our minds, we're like, why don't they want that? Why don't they want that? So maybe they will someday. Maybe they won't someday. I've heard so many stories of people that don't want it at all. And then one day a light clicks and they want it all. So some people want it, some people don't. So always remembering that. So we can't set expectations on other people based on how we feel about the business, because we have to always remember that everybody's in it for a different reason. Some, like I was saying, some people are in it because it's for fun. Some people are in it for money. I'll be honest, like I'm not even in it for money. Like that's great. It's icing on the cake, but I am in it for the travel, the free trips, the relationships. Leah's trying to get on. So that's why I'm in it. And maybe that'll change. And remembering that too, everybody's reasons change. So trying not to set expectations for people, but if anything, being an accountability person for your team. So you can be accountable for them. You can ask them, what do you want? And I will hold you accountable for it. And absolutely, you can hold them accountable for it. But if you are setting expectations for your team, nothing can come always of good for doing that. You're going to be disappointed. So you have to ask yourself, am I setting unfair expectations for my team? And not necessarily on paper, but in my head. Am I going to be let down? Am I going to feel like they're failing because I think they're failing? I mean, I've seen so many times, not necessarily even within our team, but even in other people's journeys or teams, I've seen some people that I'm like, why are they still certified? Why are they not a superstar? I mean, I've met people that I was like, you are the most amazing person ever. Why are you not a superstar director? Like, what is happening there? And I'm automatically setting an expectation that this person should be this thing, this title, and that's not fair. Maybe that person doesn't even want to be a superstar director. Maybe they're fine with being a director or a star consultant, you know? So accountability is 100% okay. And we want to encourage accountability and always being that person that can be the accountability for your team with whatever they want and are looking for in their journey. And always knowing that if they're ready for you to maybe push them a little bit more, that you can do that if they want it. But we don't want to push them out the door. We'll push them if they want it, and be their accountability person. So what do you need to do to be the motivator for your team? So you need to be the engine. You need to be the front runner, the engine of your team. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have the highest PRV or anything like that, but they need to see you being the engine, leading the team, being a front runner, trying the things, going live, doing your 500 PRV by the 15th and recruiting and all of the things, okay? You gotta be the engine. And when you're the engine and your energy comes out and you're excited, that is what motivates people, okay? So like, start working on this summer incentive they just announced. I mean, I'm hoping everybody's excited about that summer incentive because I know I am. I'm excited to dig in. I'm excited to make a plan. I'm excited to print out the thing. I think I just saw a tracker, or maybe I posted it to you guys. I need to print that out. I need to set a plan. And then I just set out this Frost Babes challenge, the Stomp Your Zero challenge. Encouraging your team to do the same. not expecting them to do it, but maybe encouraging and being their accountability if they need that and if they want that. So you need to show your team and others that they can do it by you doing it. That's how you motivate people. And what are my little, I had like a big aha moment. I am in a very scary group right now. It's pushing me. And I read something that was like, I mean, it humbled me, let's say that, but I'm going to read this, what it says. So this is off of a guy named James Cleary, and he wrote an article about motivation. If you guys are interested in reading the article, I can definitely give you guys the link to it. But it said in here, and this is where I was like, whoa, this is good. Stop waiting for motivation or inspiration to strike you and set a schedule for your habits. This is the difference between professionals and amateurs. Professionals set a schedule and stick to it. Amateurs wait until they feel inspired or motivated. And I looked at my husband and I said, I'm an amateur to be a professional. And even though I schedule all the things, the sticking to it is the thing I have a hard time with. I have a hard time with not having something else distract me or you know, when we have busy lives, it's easy for things to get in the way, and it's okay for things to get in the way. That's actually the beauty of the business, is having the flexibility. But if we really want it, we got to stick to it. And I got to stop being an amateur. I need to start being a professional, and I need to start sticking to these things, these schedules, right? And I need to get more organized, man, too. I mean, we all just need to do all the things, right? I'm just being real and raw with you about my journey too, because that's how I roll. So anyways, this is a really interesting article. I would love to share it with you. But I do want to share with you a couple videos. I want to read your comments first here and see if does anybody have questions or anything they want to chat about. Wait, where did it go? It was just right here. And now it's gone. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Okay, so start typing away, you guys. If you have anything you want to chat about, while you're doing that, I want to share with you this really cute, it's like a 2 or 3 minute video of Mel Robbins and talks about 3 key things that she does to stay focused. And I think that it would be great. So let me share my screen here. Share my screen. Share my screen. Here. I don't know if this is going to be. Is it doing it? Here we are. Let me find the video I have up. Here we go. Bear with me here. Can everybody see it? Just tell me if you can't. Maybe holler at me if you can't see. Can everybody see and hear that? Yes? Thumbs up? Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, hon. Okay, here we go.
Can see but can't hear.
Oh. Shoot, you can't hear it? Well, let's see then.
I think for a quick second when you first started it, sorry, I was typing at the same time. So
okay, let's try this now.
Excellent question. And boy, oh boy, do I have some tips, because this is something that I struggle with tremendously. Here's what I do specifically to help myself stay focused. First things first, when I wake up in the morning, I do not sleep next to my phone. The reason why I don't sleep next to my phone is because if you sleep next to it or use it as your alarm, your tendency is to look at it while you're in bed. That means that you're checking email before you've even thought about what your priorities are. Do not do that. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2, I have a pad of Post-it notes. Yes, Post-it notes next to my sink in my bathroom. Why? Well, because after I brush my teeth, haven't looked at my phone yet, I take a Post-it note out and I write the 3 things I need to focus on today. And then you know what I do with it? I stick it on the back of my phone. Now, why would I do that? Because I have my phone with me all the time. And so if it's on the back of my phone, I'm going to get a visual cue to remind me and keep it top of mind so I stay focused on it. Third thing that I do, it's a little trick I call 30 before 7:30. What that means, I spend 30 minutes before 7:30 a.m. just focused on getting my day organized and getting a few of the things that are my top priorities either finished or further down the field. So that's 30 minutes before 7:30 a.m. That's time for me. If you utilize those 3 things, don't sleep with your phone. Right after you brush your teeth, write out your 3 priorities and stick it on the back of your phone just like this, and spend 30 minutes before 7:30 for yourself. I promise you, you'll be shocked at how much more focused you are and you feel.
All right. What do you guys think about that?
I'd likely lose the sticky note because I don't know about you, but I have lists everywhere. Okay. So while it's great, sometimes I lose my phone. I could be literally talking on it and be like, where's my phone at?
Oh my gosh,
I don't know if you have those moments. So
you could use the notes section in your phone. I mean, I
yeah.
use that all the time. It's full of just so much junk right now and it needs to be organized. But like that is because, you know, what is with us the most all day? It's our phone, you know, I mean, unless we're talking on it and we think we lost it. But that's a good place, maybe in your notes section. And just, I thought it was genius to have that. I feel like everybody's probably has their time too that like they feel the most clear. And for me actually is before I go to bed, I'll lay in bed and I'll just think about all the things that need to be done. And sometimes I have a notepad next to me and I will just start writing everything down so that when I wake up the next morning, it'll be like, okay, here's the things. So maybe not necessarily it has to happen in the morning or maybe even on a Post-it, but maybe just find what works for you where you have some time to write down the things that you want to focus on or plan on doing. And then having it somewhere that you can see it and remember it. And I think that's probably why she puts it on the back of her phone on a Post-it is so that she remembers it. Because otherwise that's going to be annoying having that on the back of my phone. Yeah. Yeah, Francine, I used to feel that way. Yeah, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb when I go to bed, and it is up like kind of on my dresser. But I've heard a lot of people say to put your phone away, and I still have a hard time doing that. This is the first thing I want to do in the morning when I wake up is check my email. Okay, is there anything else that you guys want to chat about? Nobody's really said anything. I have another little video as a kind of something to fill in the gaps if you guys don't have anything else to chat about.
I was just going to add too, I had kind of thought about setting myself just to make sure that I set aside 30 minutes or an hour every day, every other day, whatever. Plan it out ahead of time and maybe even do like reminders. I'm so used to working off a calendar reminder for work that maybe that would be beneficial, you know. Sure. Doesn't always have to be the same time every day, but at least, you know, even it sounds silly, but even scheduling time to make samples, you know.
100%. That's not silly at all.
And usually it's something that, you know, as soon as you get something new, you want to do it. But there's times when life gets so busy that I feel like if I put it on a calendar and then I had a reminder that would pop up, it would be like, oh yeah, I'm going to take this 30 minutes, hour, whatever.
Yeah. You know, you just say that I just had an alarm go off on my phone telling me to tell my kids to pick up their room. I mean, my best friend tells me I probably have an alarm to go to the bathroom. I have alarms. Because I mean, yeah, you have to find kind of what works for you. And if it's an alarm telling you what to do, if it's a schedule, if it's a checklist, if it's a scheduling a day to do samples, I think that's fantastic, because then you don't have to think about, because a lot of times I'll have a day like on Thursdays and Fridays when my two girls are at school. This is terrible, but like I put Connor in front of the tablet because this is my only time now that I have it to have some quiet, focused work time. If I don't already schedule and plan what I'm going to do in that time, I will literally walk in my office and I'll be like, where do I begin? Because it's overwhelming. So having that scheduled time is 100% is not silly at all. It's good business practice, because I always say you work it like a business, you get paid like a business, work it like a hobby, you get paid like a hobby, right? So working like a business, you have to have a schedule. You have a schedule at work, so you have to have a schedule in your business as well, for sure. So and then the 30 minutes before 7:30, I mean, that doesn't have to be 7:30. That could be whatever's going to work for you, or maybe 30 minutes in the evening or whatever. But a time that you do have 30 minutes, that could be on your drive somewhere too, and you have your phone and you maybe voice some notes to yourself or whatever. But that 30 minutes to just focus and really think like, what is really important that I need to get done today? Or what is something that's been weighing on my mind that I really want to get done? And that 30 minutes of focus is really going to help you figure that out. I was just telling my husband, I'm like, I got to start getting up early again, because I find I am so much more productive when I wake up early and have that time in the morning by myself to drink my coffee and think, what am I going to do today? And then to get everything prepped kind of for the day. So many superstar directors wake up at 5:30. They don't have a job. They don't have to get up at 5:30, but they do because that's what they do for them to be successful. And like I said, everybody has their own way of looking at that, the time frame. But a lot of us have kids, and 5:30, nobody's awake. Early bird gets the worm, right? Okay. Let me find this one other video. Give me just a second to find it. Oh, hello. Okay. I was going to have it up and I had it on my other computer. Oh, my number lock's up. Okay. Make it 30, 55. Sorry, guys, I thought I had this ready and I didn't. Okay. Where are you at? There you are. Okay. Let's share that screen. So if anybody else does a Zoom, when you share your screen, you also have to say that you're going to share your sound. And there's a little checkbox at the bottom, and you got to click that. So we're all learning together here. Okay. Can you see this? Thank you. Okay. Make it big. And this is just like 4 minutes, I think.
During some of the most difficult and challenging times of their lives. So how do you cultivate a growth mindset? You guys want to know, don't you? And how do you encourage your teams and your Sensi family to do the same? Here's some things that you can do. There are things that I think that we should all do together. These are things we should all do together. Embrace failure and realize that it's okay to fail and look stupid, that we just need to keep trying. Change how you speak to yourself and others. Instead of, I can't, or I'm not smart enough, or talented enough, say, I haven't yet, but I will, and I will get better at this with practice. Exercise your brain. Your brain grows when you learn new things, so keep learning. Choose to do things that are mentally difficult. Reflect on the things that used to be hard that are now easy. Be patient and kind with yourself and with others. Learning and growing takes time and effort. We will all make mistakes if we're all doing new things. Ask for feedback. When you get negative feedback or things don't go as planned, evaluate what you could have done better. Think about what you can learn so that you can continue to grow. Don't let failure define you. Celebrate small successes and improvement. Let failures motivate you to learn more and do better. Commit to your own growth and the growth of those around you. To truly grow and achieve your potential, surround yourself with a community of growth mindset people. Use the word yet. Becoming is better than being. Do what you love and love the people around you. I saw another movie. I'm going to cry again.
Okay, Heidi always cries. That's why we love her. I don't know if you guys ever seen Heidi cry, but she always cries. What have you guys heard of growth mindset? And what are your thoughts? And you can either jump on or you can use the chat box. So that was Heidi, while you're typing, that was Heidi at the 2017 Cincy Family Reunion, which I was lucky enough to see her there and talk about growth mindset. And it's pretty interesting, you know, to hear about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. I was just talking about my daughter the other day. She has a fixed mindset, and battling with that is very difficult with schoolwork and her always wanting to be right, and she's never wrong, and it's hard, you know. So really tapping into your own growth mindset and trying to also you know, share that with others, I think is super important for being a leader. And for that's going to help motivate your team too, is seeing you having that growth mindset and always, you know, not saying, you know, I could have said, I only earned level 1 of the incentive trip. So many people say that. I only earned level 1. Instead, I say, I earned level 1. And there's so many people that don't even want to share that. And I'm proud of it. I'm celebrating it. Some, maybe that's small. To me, it's a celebration. You got to have that growth mindset. Okay. I think I only have a couple more minutes until my Zoom's going to shut me off. That I think was, and you know, there's a whole, like, I think it's like 45 minutes of her talking, and it's all good. I just wanted to kind of share that, those few little things that she suggests when it comes to a growth mindset, when it comes to really stopping yourself from, you know, talking to yourself in those ways, you know, talk to yourself in a positive way, celebrate the small wins. And then same with your team, you know, celebrate those small wins and be excited for the little things. Even if they are little to us, they're big to them. And that's something to always be celebrating for sure. Okay, we've got 7 minutes left of our time together. I'm trying to see. Something
I posted one question.
Yeah, go for it.
I posted one question in there,
Oh.
Amber. So I know that there is a way to run reports and see when anyone on your team hits certain milestones, right? Shooting star, sensational star, et cetera, et cetera.
Correct.
Is there a way to see when their dates are? For example, like my newest member, I believe that she said she has 10 days left. But is there a way for me to see that so I would know what she has left?
Yes, great question. So I'll share my screen here. Get Heidi off. And so you're going to go to reporting. Okay, can you see my screen there? Okay. And view performance. You're going to start leadership report. And when you go down, you're going to see here, it says shooting star. Okay. So if you click shooting star, anybody on in your group, you're going to be able to see their join date and their, sorry, this little thing's in the way. Shooting star date. See that? So that's
Yep. Is there the same thing for sensational start too?
Yes, the same thing. Over, let me move the little box. Sensational start. Same thing. So you're going to see your join date and your 70th day. And if somebody already earned a level. And if they've completed their training and where their PRV is at. Yeah. So, and they're even their title and everything too. So a lot of these reports to the left are really helpful because you can see sensational start, essential to certified, shooting star. So like when I do the banner with everybody's information, like their PRV and promotions and all of that, this promotion button, it does not populate, like for February, for example, that promotion will not tell me anybody's promotions in February until March 10th. So just know that that promotion button will not show you the month before until payroll is done on the 10th. So if you get on there and you're like, wait, what about my February people? That will load then the 10th of the month after. But you can see birthdays, you can see lifetime PRV, and then there's a whole way to like run report, different kinds of reports too that you can pick and choose from. And I believe I have a YouTube video about that. I can send it to you if that helps.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, we're coming to the end of our time. I just want to say thank you guys for coming on here. I really want this Zoom to be a time that, you know, I can give you guys a little bit of something, and then it can be a good time to bring questions and bring concerns, or, I mean, it doesn't necessarily even have to be about your team. It could be you that maybe just want to talk something out and ask questions. So I hope it helps. And I'm sorry I had to reschedule, but that date with my husband was worth it and it was needed. All right, you guys, well, take care, have a good night, and just know I'm always here to answer your questions, okay? See you guys later.
Amber.
Good night. Bye.